2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And just about to get underway as the starting five. Welcome to this Thursday night. D.A., take it away.
Kevin, thanks very much.
D.A., he is dangerous in both facets. He's hard to stop. And we've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for DeAndre Jordan.
We've seen him regress as a rebounder these past few seasons. His numbers have come down in that department, and I'd like to see him concentrate on bringing them back up. I'm sure the team would as well. You can never have enough rebounding.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Batum is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ibaka, then it's Paul George, and it's Beverly in at point guard. And for Brooklyn, we've got Durant, Harden out there with Kyrie Irving. Then there's Harris, and it's Jordan in at the 5 down low. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And how about that beautiful display for us of DeAndre Jordan and that wingspan getting to that ball.
Now here's Beverly. 17 points for him last game against the Wizards in Washington.
The other part of his game was the outstanding D. Shot blocking is a huge momentum shifter, and his 2 blocks really turned the game in their team's favor.
Harden the pass to Jordan. Back to Harden. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. The offensive rebound. Jordan's shot is off.
Well, that's how to protect the rim without fouling. Force him into an awkward release and a bit of an adjustment on the layup.
And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed? He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
Here's Jordan after the Clippers pick up 2. Here's Durant. He can't get that one. Some solid defense from Ibaka.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
Leonard inside. He's against Jordan. And Ibaka is right there. Ibaka's got his second basket.
Yeah, and the ability to generate points off offensive rebounds, something Ibaka did a lot earlier in his career before he started spending so much time on the perimeter.
You know, at this point of the year, what's the main thing Brent, a head coach, has to do to keep his team focused for the second half of the season?
I think at this point, the foundation that you've laid should be there. So now what you try to do is schematically, maybe you go through some different defensive coverages. You try some different combinations of players to make sure that guys can make that adaptability quick enough that if that becomes part of a playoff scheme, you're ready for it. Well, the D really getting away with one there. No one on him, and that's going to be good 9 out of 10 times.
It's good.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Brooklyn with the ball. 8-point game. Irving against George. Irving's shot is good. Irving's got his second bucket tonight.
I don't know how he does it, but Kyrie does such a great job to get deep position and convert, separating himself from other point guards in the league with that finishing ability.
Now here's Leonard. He's coming off a 22-point game against Washington.
Felt like he had a sense in that game that the defense was being over-aggressive, and he tried to take advantage of that. He continually frustrated them throughout the night and got to the free throw line.
Here's Jordan. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Here's Harden. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
Inside, outside, Harden will attack you from anywhere. Nice play.
And the Nets making a change here. Shamet's checked in. Clippers leading by 5. Outside Jackson. And Jackson throws it down hard.
You know Jackson can just fly. I mean, that athleticism and energy is off the charts.
Durant wide open. He fires. And again, it's the Nets missing.
His touch has left him in this quarter. Nowhere close to the kind of output they need from him.
Morris inside. He's covered by Shamet. On the wing, Williams. Just 5 on the clock. And that one drops.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Here's Durant. Jordan trying to free himself up. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That's on Lou Williams.
Kind of tough to be a big wing in the LeBron James era. You're constantly compared to what it is he does, but Durant has risen to that challenge and uniquely qualified to be an elite player.
Now here's Williams. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Wizards in Washington. Here's Zubac. Williams kicks to Jackson. From downtown, the shot, no good. The Nets go the other way with it. Coming into this, having notched a win against the Rockets. What a jam!
You knew something good was coming, Kevin, right? The defense so concerned with Shamet and his shot-making ability, he makes the play that time.
And the wide-open shot from Morris. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson.
Yeah, draw the D in, kick it out for the open shot. That's taking a page straight out of your textbook. Well done.
Out to KD. Takes the 3. That shot, no good. Kawhi Leonard has been on display for Los Angeles. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that Recently, we spoke with Patrick Beverley about his throwback style.
Old school basketball, you know.
Well, pound for pound, Greg, Beverley may be the most physical player in the league.
And he also gets in your head. It's a combination that allows him to get stops against guys as big as Kevin Durant.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
Yeah, couldn't ask for a better one right now. Just a complete rhythm by all the guys who got some minutes. Wonderful start.
So for the Clippers right now, we've got Williams. Marcus Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's Jackson in at the 2-guard spot.
A big fella with the ability and confidence at the free throw line is something that every team wants. Don't have to make those late substitutions. Keep your big guys on the floor.
Drops in the breakaway layup. Zubac has got the lead up to 13 now for the Clippers.
Great effort and gets in a little razzle-dazzle at the end of that one.
Yeah, why not? Show a little creativity, get inside, move that ball around, just make sure you score.
The drive by Green. Good work defensively by Morris.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Back to Jackson. Over Griffin. Jackson misses. And so Griffin will bring it up for Brooklyn, trailing by 13. Last time they met was in Los Angeles, where they beat the Clippers.
And they really squeaked out a close one in that last matchup. Came down to just a few turnovers that gave them the margin of victory.
Green against Morris. Kennard. It's good on the putback.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Stolen by Zubac. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. Pass to Zubac. Out to Morris. Back to Zubac. Morris finds Zubac. Morris outside. 5 on the clock. Now here's Zubac. Clippers moving the ball around. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Brown dishes to Griffin. And Griffin slams it in.
That's what you come to see there. Blake Griffin sky high on that dunk. The D has to keep him from getting that deep.
And when he first came into the league, Blake Griffin's dunking made headlines. And while I'm sure he enjoyed that, he was also eager to show that there was more to his game.
Drills it from outside. Williams has got 5.
That's just a lapse right there. No matter what, somebody has to be there and get a hand up in the shooter's face.
Brown the pass to Griffin. Woo!
Okay. Wow, what a moment right there. Griffin putting on a show. He is just an awesome dunker.
And they double up Jackson. And the pass to Zubats. Morris against Green.
With nobody getting a hand in his face in that painted area, that's a miss he's going to be disappointed with.
Griffin's shot is off.
I'm not going to see that very often. The defense in the vicinity, but still, he's not one to blow layups.
Nets trail by 14. Here's Luwawu. Kennard with the rebound. Kennard's got his 4th rebound in this one. Jackson kicks to Kennard. Morris outside.
And when he's this close, he's got to make it. The defense was pretty good, but just shouldn't miss that.
Shots good by Green.
And you really can't forget about Green's speed. So effective on the drive.
Jackson looking around. And Griffin sends it back. In the corner. Shamet with it. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. Clippers leading by 12. Morris outside.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. I'm glad we got to see the mobile one block once more. What a play.
And he's all over that shot. Has it read the whole way and gets the position he needs to make a play.
Here's Jordan. Kicks it out to Harden. Second chance shot. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
And really on top of all else Harden does for you at this end, he's a tremendous free throw shooter, around 85% for his career. Clutch.
You can tell he's feeling confident right now at the line, and when he's on, he can be lights out. Well, that mid-range, Jay, usually pretty much on the money. Maybe the timing just a little bit off on that one.
And arguably no one in the NBA draws more.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Well, the story early on was Kawhi Leonard, who was on fire. He had 8 points. And that...
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
Harden out there with Irving. Then there's Harris. And it's Durant. And it's Jordan in at the 5. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Irving with a clean look. Off target from outside.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Harris against George. Off target with the free throw line, Jay. And so it's Irving. He brings it up for Brooklyn. 8-point game. KD dishes to Harris. 3-pointer. And it's Durant missing.
Not been an easy start. 3 straight misses here on these possessions.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And you know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
Well, we've seen it. We've seen Kawhi Leonard mature and improve right before our very eyes. But one area where he was already pretty good was coming in at the free throw line.
Here's Irving. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. Irving's got 8 points. Greg, 11 years for you in the NBA. You had to have some favorite players that you played besides and with.
You know, it's a great call, and there were a ton of them. A few guys, though, will say Gary Payton. I got a chance to play with Gary for a year and have known him. We used to go at it in high school, and it's really about his personality. This is a guy that constant chatter, practice on the court. That's what fed his confidence. Charles Oakley, another guy, he would run through a wall or through you to win a game. And then Scottie Pippen later in my career, just a winner and somebody who I competed against for many years, but then having the opportunity to play with up close, I got a greater appreciation for his skill set.
Durant finds Jordan, and it's blocked by Ibaka.
And, well, he's been the NBA's leader in blocks multiple times. Ibaka just has that rare instinct for it.
Beverly, the pass to George. From the line, up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And now a 12-point Clipper lead.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Here's Harden over Beverly, stolen by George. Leonard attacking. Here's Ibaka. That one doesn't drop. Good D by Jordan. Brooklyn's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Irving for 3. That's good, and it's KD with the assist. Irving's got it back down to within single digits for the Nets. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. And George kicks to Leonard. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play.
Well, the arms of DeAndre Jordan are like a horizon line. They go on forever, which allows him to send those shots back.
Clippers leading by 7. Pass to George. And it's blocked by Jordan. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That is his first foul of the game. Brooklyn making some changes. Blake Griffin comes in for DeAndre Jordan. And it's Bruce Brown in for James Harden. And then for Los Angeles, Zubac is checked in for Batum. Marcus Morris comes in for Leonard. Lou Williams is subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Outside, George. Passes to Zubac. And that time, also a missed shot. Nets trail by 5. Right side, Griffin, and it's Brown on the follow. Brown's got his first points of the game.
Well, they're getting stops, and they're attacking on the offensive end.
Yeah, coaching staff probably loves this, just grinding out defensive possessions, which is helping them get back into their offensive flow.
On the wing, Harris for the tie. The rebound by Ibaka. Ibaka's got 5 rebounds tonight. Morris outside. On the wing, George. He's covered by Brown. Zubac. Great positioning on the putback. And the Clippers lead by 5.
Oh, big time putback there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. Stolen by Zubac. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. Morris passes to George. Trying to break that ice-cold streak, and it's good on the layup. Now it's a 7-point Clipper lead.
Well, Paul George has definitely garnered some strength through the years now, and he's developed that over time in the offseason, being diligent with his work ethic and gets through contact on that play.
The third quarter comes to a close. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
So helpful to the offensive versatility when your bigs can create, freeing everybody up, and that cut was wide open.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, Ivica Zubac is out there with Ibaka. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Williams. And it's Morris in at the small forward. Clippers leading by 5. Williams with the ball. Picked up by Brown. It's stolen by Green. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Griffin leading the charge. And Brown throws it down hard.
Yeah, that's the kind of passing that opens up the eyes to Blake Griffin's overall talent.
George against Brown. And George, here we go. Second chance effort. And he sinks the layup.
I mean, could we say he was playing possum a bit there in the first half? Because seems to be a different guy out there, way more assertive.
Here's Irving. Banked in off the glass. Irving's got 11 points here in just the second half.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Morris outside. To the middle. And George with the stuff.
Paul George rising up. Nice to see a little bit of that return to the younger days from PG.
Green against Morris. Brown dishes to Griffin. Morris with the rebound.
The defense is tough as it comes right there. He's a hard man to deny when he gets the ball to the rim.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
So for the Nets, Jordan, he's checked in for Griffin. Joe Harris comes in for Jeff Green. And it's James Harden in for Brown. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Leonard's checked in. Morris passes to Zubac. Shot clock at 5. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. So for the Clippers, Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Morris. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Lou Williams. Now Harden. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Maybe the best ever at earning free throws. I mean, Harden has mastered the art of contact and still being able to get off the shot.
Clippers leading by 3. Here's George, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. And Beverly kicks to George. Back to Beverly. 6 to shoot. Second chance shot. Yes! And the foul. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving.
Go ahead and lead him, Paul George. Stepping up. A huge shot at this moment in the game.
That free throw good from George. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Beverly against Harden. Stolen by Beverly. And here we go. Beverly heading to the hoop. And stolen by Irving. KD can't get it to go. The Clippers have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Leonard on the wing, guarded by Harden. The Clippers again turning it over. .158 left to play here in the fourth. Count it.
And this is what great players do. Harden understanding how to deliver in a big moment.
And so Beverly will bring it up for Los Angeles. Feeds it to George. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. George has got 9 points in the quarter.
Well, if you're giving up that much height, the only thing that you can do as a defender is to foul.
And the 3 ball is good.
Kyrie coming alive. He does that at this stage of the game.
1:24 left in the fourth. Pass to Zubac. He kicks it to Leonard. Down to 5 on the shot clock.
Such a difficult guy to...
The coach's challenge has been issued. A game like this, out of the wire, this is what it's for.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what the Nets head coach was going over with his team. With this game in the balance, he really came after his guys. He said, this is our time. Right now, be in the moment with each other. Do your job, and I promise you we'll win this game. Back to you.
George finds Leonard. That three off the mark. Guys, a critical time for them in this ballgame.
You got to play mistake-free.
It falls! What a beautiful shot to bring them to within three.
And one of the most creative scorers the league has to offer. Harden specializes in sinking those tough shots.
George looking over the floor. There's 10 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And that's going to be a travel.
Well, after committing a turnover like that, you're just praying the game doesn't come down to the last possession. You'll remember that one.
Timeout called the Nets. They trail by 3. Just 4 seconds left in the game. What do you think, guys?
And with this much time, they should be able to draw up a play and get themselves a decent look from the three-point line. Still, the D is going to be waiting for it in a contested three. Never an easy shot.
Paul George instincts right there just taking over.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now.
This weekend, you'll have 4 chances to participate in boot camp. Limited to my players with a 75 overall or lower. This is the place to get some basic training in. Plus, you can earn some sweet
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA. Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see the stat sheet here for Paul George.
And, guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. We've got Ibaka. Batum is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's George in at the 2 spot. And for the Bucks, Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Lopez in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
When the story of Kawhi Leonard is told, it will be about the hard work being the secret of his success. Here was a guy who was not the most vaunted prospect in either high school or college. But boy, he kept his eyes on what he was after, and he kept working.
The 3 for DiVincenzo. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. And Doris, you were talking about Leonard's work ethic. Going back to San Diego State, he used to come in at 6:30 in the morning. No lights on in the gym, so he brought his own lamps. I mean, the guy was dedicated.
No doubt, Kevin, and that has been the through line of his career. First to practice, last to leave. He has that hunger to improve, the drive and the desire to put in the time to be great. There's a price to be paid, and he's willing to pay it.
His shot was hindered by that momentous mobile 1 block.
And early in a game, these sorts of plays really can set the tone.
We've played just over a minute here in the first. Inside. Here's Antetokounmpo. 26 points for him last game against the Grizzlies in Memphis. And the dunk by Giannis.
Just simply overpowers the defense. Giannis flexing the muscles he's added to that near 7-foot frame.
And we heard Shaquille O'Neal bestow his Superman nickname on Giannis Antetokounmpo, and rightfully so. The Greek Freak, the most dominant paint scorer since Shaq himself.
Now, here is George. A dependable source of points for his team, averages just under 24 points a game. Shot clock at 6. To the paint, here's Beverley.
And we know Patrick Beverley is one of those guys you love having him on your team. But if you're an opponent, you absolutely despise this guy's toughness and the way he embraces the defensive end of the floor. Patrick Beverley has dug it out of the dirt and created a great career.
For Milwaukee, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Holiday dishes to Middleton. There's the 3. Batum grabs the miss. And watching Antetokounmpo get to the rim can, GA, take your breath away.
Man, he can go around you, through you, or literally jump right over you. Call him the Freak, Superman, what have you. None of it feels like an exaggeration.
Now DiVincenzo. Kawhi Leonard missing from long range. And it's off the back rim, no good.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
Outside, George. Ibaka against Lopez. George with the ball. Clock at 6. Tries again. He's off on that one. Giannis with some nice D.
Right now trying to get into a rhythm, but so far this quarter, boy, he is struggling to make anything go down.
It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. Down low. Lopez passes to DiVincenzo. And oh, here we go. Batum's got it. Galloping the fast break chance. Beverley finds George. A minute 42 left here in the first quarter. Ibaka, the pass to George. 6 on the shot clock.
Boy, the wheels have definitely fallen off in this quarter. He cannot buy one.
Pass to DiVincenzo. He dishes it to Lopez. to the inside. And to Tecumbo. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Ibaka's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Leonard with the ball. Now guarded by Middleton. It's good.
Well, the versatility he possesses makes him a very tough cover, guys.
Pass to Middleton. Can they get it? Here's Lopez. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
Boy, love watching Brook Lopez go to work. Superb at playing to his strengths down on the box.
46 seconds left to play in the first quarter. George dishes to Ibaka. Outside for George. Leonard with no one around. They get it back.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
Giannis against Leonard. Middleton for 3. Giannis passes to Lopez. Good work defensively by Ibaka. Now the Clippers moving it up. George with the ball. Kicks it out to Leonard. Back to George. To the paint, 11 feet away. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. And there's the horn. We've seen some good defense on both sides, and the score is still close. Los Angeles on top, leading by a point. And we'll get going after this from Milwaukee. And regarding the mental aspect of the game, Giannis Antetokounmpo had this to say earlier.
Definitely the game will slow down a lot for me.
Well, Greg, that might be why they put up so many points. They all know the roles. They've got the right recipe for everything they want to do on offense.
Yeah, his awareness plus unselfishness puts defenders in a no-win situation.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
Yeah, in that first period, they look to push in transition at every opportunity.
And why wouldn't they? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Setting the floor for the Clippers, they've got Jackson. Marcus Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's Williams at point. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Taking back the lead once more. Give these teams credit. Man, they are battling.
Neither team willing to give an inch, and neither able to seize the momentum. This has been a fascinating one to watch.
Here's Connaughton. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Memphis. Taken away by Williams. And here we go with Morris, running it up the court. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Flattening the lottery odds, Greg. Do you think that's worked out as intended?
You don't hear as many predictions about who's going to get the one pick or the second pick. I think that's good for the players and the fans. You don't want anyone rooting for you to lose.
No, absolutely not. Outside Jackson. Lays it up off the glass. Jackson's got his first basket.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
Here is Forbes. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Right side, Portis. Just 5 to shoot. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. For Milwaukee, they have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line.
And taking a look at their free throw statistics on the season, right around 74%.
And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And let's take a look at the last handful of seasons and the steal numbers for Paul George.
And when you see the tumble his steal totals have taken the last few years, you can see that he's gotten away from playing the kind of gritty, hard-nosed D he was known for. That's an aspect of his game he needs to get back.
Both good from the line that time.
You can tell when he steps to the line the kind of confidence he has in himself. It's written all over his body language.
Here's Williams. The shot misses. So Milwaukee will take it the other way. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That'll be the latter half of this two-game homestand. Here is Forbes, guarded by Jackson. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Kanaan.
You think about Lou Williams and finding his way and finding himself with the Los Angeles Clippers. He's played for a fifth of the teams in the league. He always felt overlooked, underappreciated, but certainly he's found his niche here.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Giannis, he's checked in for Torrey Craig. Chris Middleton comes in for Bryn Forbes. And it's Drew Holiday in for Augustine.
And that's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
The shot by Middleton, wide open. And again, the Bucks miss. Well, Doris, in the past, some regarded Lou Williams as a lackluster defender. Didn't want to lift weights. Had kind of an interesting reputation. He bounced around the league, as we know, quite a bit. He's played for a lot of different teams.
Right. I mean, think about his early association with Allen Iverson, the great Allen Iverson. He's succeeded on his own terms, right? Both of them comfortable in their own skin, able to do some amazing things on the court.
It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
Exactly, guys. The way it's seesawed back and forth, unbelievable.
Morris with the bucket.
Well, this is why Mr. Morris is out there. The ability to drain the shot from long distance and spread the floor.
Holiday finds Antetokounmpo. 1:04 left in the first half. There's the pass to Portis. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Portis has got the game tied up here for the Bucks. And here is Williams. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Wizards in Washington. Jackson passes to Zubac. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. Antetokounmpo running for three. Middleton. He's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
And this is what Middleton does. Hit trades. He's one of the best in the league at helping his team space the floor.
Jackson looking around. Just 4 to shoot. And he makes good on the layup. Jackson's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Giannis passes to Portis. Good if it goes. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. So that'll be it for the first half. Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you enjoyed a competitive matchup for Milwaukee in the first quarter. And Shaq, you bestowed your Superman. That's all for now.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. You look at Antetokounmpo really making a difference here.
And even with the defense shading towards him on every trip down, he still finds a way to come up big.
Well, he knows they're coming for him, but he's accustomed to that kind of attention, and he's quite comfortable dealing with it.
Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Dante DiVincenzo, he's out there with Holiday, and it's Middleton in at the 3 spot. They're the group for Mike Budenholzer starting the second half. Now here's Antetokounmpo, and he uses the glass on the layup. Antetokounmpo's got his third bucket of the night.
So strong. Giannis has really added some bulk since entering the league. Helps him absorb the contact.
Ibaka misses the follow-up.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
Middleton for 3. Milwaukee getting another chance here. Second shot opportunity. A shot by Holiday. Nobody around. It's good on the putback. Lopez has got the lead up to 5 now for Milwaukee.
Listen, guys, Brook Lopez has a big body, and if you don't box him out, he's going to get some work done on the glass.
George, no good.
Not a terrific start here in the second half. 4 attempts, nothing to show for it.
And there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That is his first foul of the game. Torrey Craig, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Augustine comes in for Drew Holiday. Now here is Augustine. 5-point lead, the biggest of the game. The three for DiVincenzo. The rebound by Ibaka. Ibaka's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Here's George. Basket good.
Boy, that was a much-needed bucket in the second half. They're now 1 for 5.
Milwaukee leading by 3.
And what a unique career Serge Ibaka has had. Some incredible totals for him over the course of his career.
That's right, Greg. I mean, I think people would be shocked to know Serge Ibaka was the first player ever to make 500 threes and have 1,500 blocks. Hard to imagine nobody had ever accomplished that feat. Give credit to Ibaka. He changed his offense and added the 3-ball.
George looking over the floor. And the shot goes down. George has got 4 points now in the quarter.
How about Paul George? Puts it on the deck, uses that explosive quickness. This guy is really hard to contain.
The Bucks working the ball around. 3-on-3. Here's Leonard. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. And it's now only a 1-point Milwaukee lead. Augustine dishes to Lopez. Now here's DiVincenzo. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Paul George with the steal. Augustine against Leonard. Left side, George.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
It's good. DiVincenzo's got his first bucket in this one.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
Now, here is George. He's got 6. And Paul George, Doris, kind of a late bloomer coming up in high school. His older sister used to give him the business on the blacktop. Of course, eventually, he found his stride, and the rest is history.
It took some encouraging from older sis and his high school coach, who actually had to threaten him with running suicides to get the guy to shoot more. And think about it. This guy plays his college basketball at mid-major Fresno State. That's really where he got onto the NBA radar.
Now, here's Portis. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. The shot's good from Forbes. Forbes has got his 2nd basket of the game.
And a nice spark for their offense here in the second half. Now above 50% for the game.
And George, here we go. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
What a terrific take to the rim. Paul George is just giving it to the defense right now. Tenacious on that drive.
First free throw is good. Milwaukee making a switch here. Middleton's checked in. And George drops them both.
He's forcing the action now, finally getting to the charity stripe after no freebies in the first half.
50 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Middleton inside the 3-point line. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard.
I'll tell you, his shot is just lost right now. There's just no consistency. Amazing that they're still up in this basketball game.
Now here's Leonard, providing around 26.5 points a game. Rarely has an off night. Outside, George. And good that time. George has got 12 points in the game.
Excellent offensive positioning from Paul George. Size, length, touch. Beautiful.
Holiday, the pass to Portis. He kicks it to Middleton. That one good for 2 as we approach the fourth quarter. Still anyone's ballgame.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
And here's George for 3. Misses there. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. The Bucks on top, leading by just 1. And we'll be back with you right after this. Head coach Mike Budenholzer is mic'd up along the sideline.
Let's do it again for this quarter, 0-0.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. Setting the floor for the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Williams. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's George in at the shooting guard position.
They continue to battle out there, so close to taking the lead.
Yeah, but that's been elusive. They've missed a few plays along the way that they'd love to have back.
And it's Paul George with the finish.
You know, Paul George is an exceptional athlete and demonstrating his insane dunking skills there. Get this guy in the dunk competition.
Now here is Holiday. And Middleton kicks to Connaughton. Fires, high post. Middleton can't get it to go.
I'll tell you, even though he's not playing his best basketball, the team has played well and picked it up. I love it. Great chemistry between 2 teammates. Love the passing.
Passes it to Connaughton. Over to the left wing. We played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. That's tipped. And Holiday kicks to Connaughton. No good on the 3. And Los Angeles guys shooting 43% for the game. That one falls.
You love that this guy doesn't get down on himself after a rough first half. Keep your composure and keep grinding.
Bounce pass, Holiday. Here is Forbes, defended by George. Holiday against Williams. Middleton outside. Over Morris. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over.
And you can tolerate gaffes like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
A different look for Milwaukee. Brook Lopez is checked in for Portis. Antetokounmpo comes in for Pat Connaughton. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Bryn Forbes. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Batum's checked in. And here's Holiday after Paul George getting his 3 to go. Pass to DiVincenzo. Now the feed to Lopez. Nice D from Williams. And here's Los Angeles. Right now they're on a 9-0 run. Here's George. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Now it's a 7-point Clipper lead.
A pretty simple solution to ending this run. It would just be getting back and actually playing some defense.
Holiday dishes to Giannis. High quality look, and he sinks it.
How about the effort? You didn't think a little contact would prevent Giannis from scoring, did you?
Williams passes to George. And that one, good. George has got the lead back up to 7 now for Los Angeles.
This is what we call highly efficient play. Working off the screen, getting to the cup.
Middleton outside. Shoots over Leonard. Down low. Here's Holiday. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
With experience, skill, and ability, Holiday makes for the perfect go-to scoring option.
Now, here's George. Pass to Williams. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession. Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Williams. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Middleton the pass to Lopez. Inside, Holiday. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
Well, that leadership from Lopez, wanting to get his guys involved with his passing ability.
The pass to Leonard. Back to George. 5 to shoot. It's in!
Wow. How about Paul George commanding the basketball when his team needs a basket? Go to work, sir.
Now here's Middleton. Launches it. It's hauled in by Zubac.
Not a whole lot going down for him at this point. He just can't buy a break.
There's 37 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Middleton for 3. He can't get that one to fall. Basket here in this game may be all over.
Yeah, but the main priority, Kevin, has to be taking care of the basketball and using the clock.
Leonard kicks to George. For 3. No good. Fast break, Milwaukee. There's the lob into the Kumbo. Stolen by George. And so Los Angeles takes the win. A truly gutsy performance. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up. And the player introductions are wrapped up. The starting fives for both teams, as we're just about ready to get this one started. Hello and thanks for joining us on Noche La NBA, the NBA. All right, a chance to check out stats for Paul George.
And guys, for a measure of how he's performing offensively, Look no further than the true shooting percentage. There's been a steady drop in his last 5 games, and he's got to be scrambling now to get that feel back.
And the Clippers starting 5. Patrick Beverly out there with Paul George. Then it's Ibaka. Then there's Batum. And it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. And for the Lakers, Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marc Gasol is out there with Markieff Morris. And it's Schroeder in at the 1 spot. And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. Here's Schroeder. Kicks it out to James. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation. Plenty of experience, Greg, on the floor tonight. How does that shape what we're about to see, do you think?
You know, Kevin, this is one of those games where guys are going to be smart out on the floor. They're going to be in the right positions to make plays. And honestly, this could come down to who makes the bigger, tougher shots.
Now, here's Leonard. And just about a minute into the first quarter. Leonard with the steal. Ibaka finds Leonard. Over Caldwell Pope. Keeps it alive. Gasol with the rebound. And it's the Lakers on the break. James with the ball. Sinks that one from the post.
Oh, and the floater isn't any easy shot, but James makes it look simple. That's just exceptional control.
It's stolen by Morris. And now the fast break. Schroeder with the ball. Over Beverly. And it's Schroeder missing. The Clippers have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. George against Schroeder. George, no good.
Just 1 for 5 from the field now. I mean, they've come out flat. They need to pick up the energy.
And James throws it down.
Well, all you have to do is lob it up to James. His timing on these alley-oops, incredible.
Now here's Leonard. He's coming off a 22-point game against the Wizards in Washington. Tries from 16, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
He doesn't play around. If the buck is there for him, he's going to get it.
LeBron passes to Schroeder. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Lakers shooting their first free throws of the game.
And taking a look at their free throw statistics on the season, right around 74%.
Williams, he's checked in for the Clippers. Now, here's George. A dependable source of points for his team, averages just under 24 points a game. Ibaka, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Yeah, and the ability to generate points off offensive rebounds, something Ibaka did a lot earlier in his career before he started spending so much time on the perimeter.
Harrell against Ibaka. Schroeder outside. Back to Harrell. 6 to shoot. Good work defensively by Ibaka.
Man, you don't see this fella blow many layups. Not against D like that, anyway.
The Lakers making a switch here. Caruso's checked in. The Clippers also changing it up. Zubac is checked in for Batum. Marcus Morris comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Luke Kennard in for George. Williams finds Morris.
That's a break for the D right there. I mean, he takes advantage of open looks inside more often than not.
Here's James. Here's Horton Tucker. Goes back up. And no problem from Harrell as he finishes at the rim.
And improving as a shot maker every year. Harrell has to be accounted for defensively.
Williams inside, and the shot goes down.
Challenging the bigger defender, cutting him down to size with that one.
Oh, that's a tough shot. I mean, you have to have confidence in your abilities to even take it.
Lou Williams, so crafty, GA, just a knack for putting the ball in the basket.
This guy just has the gift. I mean, it's been that way forever. He is just a born scorer.
And it's Harrell missing. And so Ibaka will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. And the wide open shot from Morris. And trying for the go-ahead basket, it doesn't go in. There's Harrell. Here's LeBron. And what a play. Just snatched out of the air. Credit the block. And there's the call on Montrezl Harrell. That's foul number 2 for him. Morris is checked in for Montrezl Harrell. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Jackson, he's checked in for Serge Ibaka. Williams with the ball. He's coming off a 16-point game against Washington. Kuzma finds Morris. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. Kuzma outside. Back to James. It's hauled in by Zubac. Tie game in Los Angeles. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. Well, Greg, we know he's already a solid scorer. But Kyle Kuzma spoke.
The biggest area of growth would definitely be on.
Now, having played with superstars, Kuzma is learning what it takes to win.
He's getting only so many shots per game, so I applaud him for finding other ways to contribute to his team with an eye toward the greater goal.
Welcome back to Noche Latina, celebrating the Latin culture and their love for the game of basketball. It just keeps growing. And what stands out to you from the Lakers in this one?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Well, setting the pace early, aggressive mind state. I love their approach so far.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. We've got Patrick Beverley. Marcus Morris is out there with Luke Kennard. Then it's Ivica Zubac, and it's Jackson in at the shooting guard. Here's Jackson following the basket by Marc Gasol. Jackson looking it over. Morris against Morris.
When Morris gets it down in the paint, he's deadly, using his big arms to get these shots up and in.
Here's Caruso, defended by Beverley. Gasol trying to free himself up, and the shot goes in. Caruso's got the lead up to 2 now for the Lakers. Outside Jackson. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by, Zubac kicks to Kennard. On the wing, Morris. Oh, offensive interference. Dennis Schroeder's checked in for the Lakers. And then for the Clippers, Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Morris. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Luke Kennard. And it's Paul George in for Reggie Jackson. It's Kuzma penetrating. And the rejection by Zubac. Outside Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Schroeder against Beverley. Now Schroeder, he's coming off a 28-point game against Sacramento.
And don't forget about his assists. His playmaking was as good or better than his scoring. He was in complete control out there.
Here's George after the made shot from Dennis Schroeder. Zubac the pass to George. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made. Your son, Cole Gregg, was one of the top high school players in America. A lot of services had him #1. Talk about what it was like going through the recruiting process as a dad.
You know, it was fun for the most part because he really kind of kept everything in perspective. And the teams we dealt with, the schools we dealt with, man, they were all top-notch. So that process, about as enjoyable as one could ask for. But at the same time, it's still stressful, man. That's still your little guy getting ready to head off to college.
Well, you're a dad and a proud one at that. Now George, after the missed 3 from Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Shot, high post. A putback, great positioning on the putback. Batum's got it all tied up now for the Clippers.
I just love the aggressive attitude of Batum, especially how hard he hits the boards.
Leonard against Kuzma. Here's Gasol. And the rejection by Zubac. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Leonard's got the ball. George against Caldwell Pope. From the stripe. The putback. Here's Zubac. Nobody near Leonard with the putback. It's good on the putback.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
And the Lakers decide to take their first time out here. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento.
Yeah, tough game on the road. The guys you're defending, obviously comfortable shooting in their own building. You've got to find a way to break their rhythm.
You got to be locked in on the road. I mean, when there's no cohesiveness on defense, you're in danger.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Zubac. Lou Williams is subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Leonard dishes to George. From 13. Another shot. Ibaka finds George. Leonard on the wing. The shot drops. His shooting percentage improves. He's 3 for 7 now with that basket.
And we've seen Leonard's ball handling improve over the years, especially in the pick and rolls where he has grown to.
Oh, he delivers that with force.
I cannot believe that.
Come on, Hall of Fame athleticism and ability. James has no problem throwing it down in style.
Nobody near George. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up.
Facilitating from the inside. I mean, that could be a valuable asset for any offense.
Here's LeBron.
And arguably the game's most...
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you enjoyed the and load management the last few seasons, a common occurrence for... And that...
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Well, he left his mark on that first half with his quick hands. Great sense of timing to pile up the steals.
Yeah, he's busting his tail, making his presence known. A great job defensively so far.
Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Morris is out there with Marc Gasol. And it's Schroeder in at the 1. That's the Laker 5.
I really like it when Caldwell Pope leaks out on the break. He just finds a way to get past defenders and creates chances for himself in the open floor.
And see where Kentavious Caldwell Pope changing his approach before last season. He knew he wouldn't need to take on as much of a scoring responsibility.
Yeah, and what a team player, GA. I mean, KCP rededicated himself to defense. He tries to do more with less touches now. And that's the mindset you need to have playing with stars going for a championship.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George, just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
Here's Schroeder. Nails the 16-footer. Schroeder's got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, I'm surprised that D isn't respecting his mid-range game more. They ought to be. I bet you they will be soon.
Beverly, the pass to George. And it's George finishing it off.
Punishing the rim there. When George makes up his mind he's going to dunk it, there is not much you can do.
Stolen by Beverly. And there's George. That's good on the assist from Ibaka. Now it's a 7-point Clipper lead.
Nice and steady so far in the second half. They're 3 for 4.
LeBron against Leonard. Here's Gasol. And it goes down 2 points.
That makes 3 in a row to start the second half.
Clippers leading by 5. Outside Leonard. And Ibaka kicks to Leonard. Over LeBron. And the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
To the left wing. Here's Schroeder. It's hauled in by Paul George.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Ibaka right side. Caldwell Pope against George. Can't hit from 12.
Credit to D for not giving up on that play. He's a tough cover down low.
Lets the three fly. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. The Clippers have gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. And it's in there.
They have ridden him today, and it has paid off in a big way.
Lakers trail by 9. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Caldwell Pope with a wide open look, and the Lakers with another miss.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
And the foul called on Markieff Morris. That's his first foul. Both teams will make substitutions. Pass to Beverly. Now here is Ibaka. On the wing, Morris. Covered by Morris. Morris passes to Beverly. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Back to Morris. Ibaka. And Ibaka is right there. Ibaka's got the lead up to 11 now for the Clippers.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
There's the steal. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
One of the more efficient shooters in the NBA, Kennard's range poses a big challenge for opponents.
It's his first trip to the line. And the Lakers call time here.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Without question. They're giving up too many high percentage looks, a trend that they'd like to reverse.
And the Lakers making a change here. Kuzma's checked in. The Clippers also changing it up. Ivica Zubac has checked in for Serge Ibaka. Lou Williams is subbed in for Patrick Beverly. 1:06 left in the third. LeBron outside. Looking to end the run, and James throws it down.
And you think of all the different images in your mind over the years of James attacking the rim.
Williams looking around. 40 seconds left in the third quarter. He feeds it to Morris. Clock at 4. Shoots over Kuzma. Morris, no good.
Does a good job just to get the shot off clean. Even if he can't knock it down, the fadeaway is really his only choice there.
Caruso, no good. Clippers leading by 11. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, GA. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Well, for Jackson, it's about being consistent. I mean, when he concentrates on playing to his strengths, he's an effective player.
James in the post. Off target at the rim. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers. 13 points up at the end of the period. They're deep. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Makes it a tough play to defend because you also have to guard against him taking it himself.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. A moment now to reset the lineups, brought to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the fourth quarter. Setting the floor for the Clippers. Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Williams. And it's Jackson in at the 2 spot. Greg, you and I talk about the big man, his role in the current NBA, and how they can possibly carry the standard for the great centers before them. And you played with the great one in Patrick Ewing, so you have a great appreciation, I would think, for.
Oh, no doubt about it. And I think two guys kind of separated themselves a little bit. Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid, I think, are the two guys that stand out for me because of their ability, in essence, to do everything well. They can shoot it, they pass it, they can shoot it from the free throw line. They give you rim protection. I throw Rudy Gobert up there as an elite center as well. Doesn't have the offensive impact that those guys have, but he does impact the game as well.
Three young, dynamic centers. Those are good names. Paul George, he's checked in for Reggie Jackson. Now, here's George. About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
And guys, when George gets cooking, you are in for a long night. He's just fantastic at finding different ways to score.
Paul George with the steal. Leonard inside, working on James. Morris finds Williams. Looking for George, he gets it there. He gets that one.
He had to battle through some tough shooting problems in the first half. I mean, give him credit. It's been much easier for him in the second.
And the Lakers call time here. Without question, George displaying his skills today.
He's been a thorn in their side all game. They'll probably use this timeout to change up their D. The system they're in now, it just isn't getting it done.
So, for the Clippers, Baca comes in for Ivica Zubac. And it's Batum in for Morris. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Frank Vogel talk to his team during the break. He told them, you can do a lot of great things out there and still lose if you don't take care of the boards. I want to see more effort, gang rebounding, everyone involved. That was his only focus. Kevin?
It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut to just 11 on the basket from LeBron. George looking around. And Gasol sends it back.
Wow, trying to challenge Gasol, big-time two-way player. He gets it done on both ends.
And they've controlled the boards, and that's a big reason why they're controlling the lead.
LeBron dishes to Schroeder. Lakers passing it around. LeBron outside. Connects from three-point range. James has got 7 points here in this quarter.
Defensively, you'd like to rush James off the three-point line, but then that causes other problems like his drive.
Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Well, come on, guys. Someone has to rotate over. Defensively, that's just poor communication.
And it's Schroeder missing.
Oh, he did everything right there except hit the shot.
And James picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Markieff Morris is checked in for Kyle Kuzma. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Beverly's checked in. Leonard the pass to George. 1:39 left in the fourth quarter. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's on Dennis Schroeder.
as crafty as they come. George has lots of experience when it comes to mixing up defenders.
And he makes both free throws. You know, Greg, when you were in New York, you were on a super team of sorts. Compare that to the super teams they're forming now in the NBA.
Oh, we've always had super teams. And this misnomer that this is something that's just come about with this era is, to me, absurd. You've always had it. Whether the difference nowadays is I think the players have more say in where they go. And they can orchestrate how a team is constructed. But it's always existed. And the reality is this. You become a super team when you win a lot.
Sure.
And that's what really dictates how super your team is.
Just 2 to shoot. And Batum kicks to Leonard. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. You know, you look at the 2020 class for the Basketball Hall of Fame. Greg, some great names. Headlined by Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant. I mean, historic players.
And all the more emotional, Kevin, having Kobe enshrined after his tragic passing. But when you look at the accomplishments of this class, arguably the most decorated that the Hall of Fame has ever seen.
And, Greg, you've gotten a bird's eye view. You've gotten a front court view. You've had a chance to be alongside these Hall of Fame players.
Incredible talents, great people, and truly they've been terrific ambassadors for our game.
A quick shot there, and it's off target. And it's the Lakers on the break. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. And James throws it down.
And you got to be in awe of James, an offensive juggernaut. He's caught fire here tonight.
Leonard looking over the floor. Fires the three. Rebounded by the Lakers. And here we go. Fast break. LeBron's got it. Knocked away. Leonard with the steal. So the Clippers winning this one easily. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile environment. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Chris.
Next up, which team has 2 starters selected to the 2021 NBA All-Star Game?
Is it the Nets, the 76ers, the Celtics, or the Bucks?
So many All-Stars, but which team has 2 this year? That's the key. This year. You know that answer, you get some VC.
Yeah, this is an easy one. We love these players too. They've been on 2K TV before.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The Brooklyn Nets coming into the building and looking sharp, and they hope.
Hey, Kevin.
There's been a transformation here in LA. There is no doubt about that. DA, thank you. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. They've got Kyrie Irving. Durant is out there with Joe Harris. Then it's Jordan, and it's Harden in at the point guard. And for the Clippers, they've got Batum. Paul George is out there at Patrick Beverley. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Ibaka in at the center position.
I have always loved the intensity with which Serge Ibaka plays, especially on the glass. He understands how to use his length.
Harden, no good. Pass to Leonard. He feeds it to Batum. Back to Leonard. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And Doris, tonight, 2 experienced teams will be battling.
Well, what you come to expect with experienced rosters are excellent defensive rotations, game plan discipline. These guys know how to play the game, so let's see how this plays out.
Here is Harris. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Harden, and the jam by Harden.
What a pretty look. DeAndre Jordan, to have that kind of touch on your passing, such a quality piece for a big man.
Now, here's George. A dependable source of points for his team, averages just under 24 points a game. Beverly, the pass to Ibaka. Leonard inside. He's against Jordan. They get it again.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
An effective guard in the NBA has got to have the floater at his disposal. Go to work, Kyrie Irving. We see you, sir.
And Doris, last season for Kyrie Irving, really one of waiting. No Durant on the year to play off of, and then Kyrie's season with the Nets was cut short due to injury.
Well, second surgery for Irving in the last 3 years. You obviously hope he and KD can stay healthy and try to revitalize this Nets organization. Irving is so excited about being on the court. The NBA misses him when he's not playing. Let's hope he stays healthy. Boy, do not fall asleep on Kevin Durant. Catch and shoot, forget about it.
George against Irving. George, no good.
Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
KD dishes to Jordan. The Nets working the ball around now. Irving attacking. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
They're so close in that one, but that's of no solace to the players. They played their hearts out.
You know what? Sometimes you play a great game and lose. What you hope happens, though, is it toughens them up a bit mentally, and they figure out how to close it out next time.
Now here's Jordan. Here's Harden, and the jam by Harden.
And I just love how aggressive Harden is inside. When he's deep like that, he is ready to finish with authority.
George against Irving. Now, here's George. He's guarded closely. Nets leading by 3. And the jam by Harden.
Listen, this guy is far from just a scorer. Kevin Durant loves to share the basketball.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
And George gets it to go.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
And Harris wide open. He shoots, and it's off from three-point range. Ibaka outside. Back to Leonard from outside the arc. The rebound by Harden.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Irving kicks to Durant. No good on the triple. Clippers trail by 3. Leonard with the ball, and it's Harden picking him up. Leonard the pass to George. Out to the right wing. Beverly wide open. Can't tie it up as that one misses. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. No good from Durant. Last outing for the Nets. They won that game against the Rockets. And that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Landry Shamet's checked in for Brooklyn. Harden against Williams. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Now, there's a level of aggression and craftiness when you're trying to defend Lou Williams. Draws contact. Nicely done, Lou.
And Williams drops them both.
An efficient night from the line. This is a guy who puts in the work, and it pays dividends.
Harden outside. Lets it go from deep. Now the pass to Shamet. Here's Jordan. He makes the Johnny from the left block.
You know, the assist is the key part of that play. The pace on the bounce pass, perfect.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And guys, what stands out to you from the Nets in this one?
Guys, I love their defense in that first period. They were in position and just challenging shots.
Well, I think they combined great intelligence with great effort, and you could see the results.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. And Brooklyn looking who they've got. Green is out there with Luwawu. Then there's Brown. Then there's Landry Shamet. And it's Griffin in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Williams in the post. He's covered by Brown. And that one is good from Zubac.
Over the course of his career, Lou Williams has really improved as a passer. That is nicely done.
And here is Green. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Craig, you were a physical, defensive-minded player. What are your thoughts on how closely the game is called now as opposed to when you played?
It is, Kevin, and yeah, some people like the physicality of the era I played in, but you know, I like the beauty of the game with the spacing and the freedom of movement, and I think that's one reason why you see so much switching. It's hard to fight through screens without fouling, and ball handlers have become experts at drawing contact, even if it's, you know, incidental. And I think that's just an area where the game has changed so much that that ability to play in space is so vital. Want easy looks? Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes, can find the creases with that handle.
Shamet finds Brown. Good, nice job down low.
Now, I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
On the wing, Williams. From deep three-point range, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Williams. So for the Nets, Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Green, and Irving subbed in for Luawu. Irving looking over the floor. And they pick up 2. And it's a 6-point Brooklyn lead.
The handles, the burst, almost impossible to stay in front of Kyrie on the drive.
Jackson drives in. Count that one. Jackson's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, use the pick and going right to the cup. I love the aggressiveness.
Irving against Kennard. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Guys, you have to love the way Irving uses his body to create contact inside and earn the trip to the strike.
Both free throws good from Kyrie Irving.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Out to Ibaka. Back to George. This one for 3. Here's Ibaka on the wing, Batum. Outside, George. Back to Batum. The feed now to Ibaka. Oh, that's blocked. They retain possession. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Let's take another look at the staunch defense during that mobile 1 block.
Emphatic with the rejection. You've got to appreciate that kind of forceful defense.
Now, here is Irving. They lead by 6, their biggest margin. Pass to Griffin. Back to Irving. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Pass to Griffin. It's hauled in by Paul George. George has got 4 rebounds now tonight. To the middle. And Ibaka kicks to George. 1:22 left in the first half of the game. Down low. It's tipped. Ibaka dishes to Leonard. Nailed from three-point land. Leonard's got 7 points in the game.
Well, Kawhi Leonard put in the time to become a big-time threat from range. That is beautiful.
Pass to Irving. The shot missing. And the Clippers will come the other way. In the corner, George with it over Irving. The shot by George, no good.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Leonard with the ball. Picked up by Brown. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Outside for George. Right side, Leonard. 17 seconds left in the first half. And that one, good.
Kawhi's game comes with a measure of resolve as a scorer. Contact simply doesn't affect him as much as other players.
And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. 2 on the clock. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. George has got his second basket of the night.
That's how you share the rock.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the
2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. They were never able to get the lead above. And that should do it.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And part of that has to do with his mindset. He has been looking to push the action at every opportunity, and he has been in attack mode all night.
Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Ibaka. Then it's Paul George. And it's Beverly in at the point guard position. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue.
The DJ twice on the pipes. No, sir. Get it out of here.
We have got to see that sensational mobile one block again.
Every basket's a big one in a tight game, and he is not about to give up an easy look.
Now here's Beverly. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Over Harden. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Clippers lead by 1.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Jordan against Ibaka. Harden the pass to Jordan. Just 5 on the clock. Durant way outside. It's rebounded by Leonard. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. And Kawhi Leonard with a very analytical approach, Doris, to the game. Studies angles, movement, trying to groove in on perfect mechanics. I mean, he does it all.
Yeah, Kev, that goes back to his favorite high school subject, which was math. And think about how precisely he has built his game. He started at the free throw line, then went to the low post, and now has added the range game. Very analytic approach.
George with the ball. He's picked up by Jordan. And George gets it to go. Now it's a 5-point Los Angeles lead.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Harden the pass to Jordan. Harden kicks to Jordan. And there's the pass to Harris. Rebound by the Clippers. George has got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Boy, as slow a start as you could have. Just 1 for 4 from the field. They're struggling.
Now here's Leonard. He's got 9. Oh, and here comes Kevin Durant all alone. And then Durant with the jam.
Boy, Kevin Durant, an absolute nightmare in transition. Combined size, speed, great scoring ability. Look out.
Irving against George. Count that bucket. George has got the lead up to 5 now for the Clippers.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Now here's Harden. He's got 6. Great talkers over the years, trash talkers on the floor in this league. Do you think they do it more to get themselves going, Greg, or do they do it with the purpose of getting under their opponent's skin?
And Kevin, that's a great question. And believe it or not, you see both. I've seen guys who do it to get under your skin, and I've also seen guys that do it for their own benefit. That's how they derive their confidence. And so it's about you figuring out what works for you. I've seen some guys, they don't say smack. They don't say a word during the course of the game, but they will cut your heart out. So it's just about what fits your personality.
in terms of making you play your best.
Well, I'm glad you don't trash talk here on 2K, Greg. I'll tell you that right now.
No, we don't do that.
And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Los Angeles leading by 5. Williams looking around.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Harden the pass to Luau. Lays it up and banks it in. Here's Williams. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Jackson finds Kennard. The quick look, no good that time.
And I'm not sure that is a shot that he should be taking.
Well, it's hard to imagine that the play was designed to go in that direction. Boy, I'd be surprised if we see that again.
Here's Williams. James Harden picking up that last basket. Kennard the pass to Williams. And so they choose to intentionally foul. For the Clippers, Leonard comes in for Luke Kennard. And it's Paul George in for Jackson. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Jordan, he's checked in for Griffin. Durant comes in for Green. Joe Harris is checked in for Luwawu Cabarro. And Irving subbed in for Bruce Brown.
Well, at a healthy 235, Marcus Morris is pretty good at throwing his weight around, especially on the glass.
And the rejection by Zubac. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And oh, what a play. He just palms the block. And now here's Durant, the fast break opportunity. Bucket is good. Durant's got 7 points.
Woo-hoo, Kyrie Irving doing work with the pass. That's pretty.
On the wing, Morris. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
Boy, not on the same page there. And in a possession ball game, that's a big mistake.
9 seconds left to play in the third. On the wing, Harris for the tie. Here's Jordan. And that one released in time, but no good. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Clippers lead by 3. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. On the court for the Nets, getting the fourth quarter going. They've got Joe Harris. Durant is out there with DeAndre Jordan. Then it's Harden, and it's Irving in at the shooting guard. Irving dishes to Jordan. And the rejection by Zubac. Leonard attacking, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
As unassuming as he looks sometimes, Kawhi Leonard finishes with authority off the dribble.
Irving passes to Harris. And here's Harden for 3. It's rebounded by Lou Williams. Clippers leading by 7. Here's Jordan. Hammer it home! Hammer it home, baby!
That is authority right there.
It was. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. And Harden with the stuff.
And once Harden has momentum behind him, watch out. They love seeing the beard flush it down there with some power.
Irving against George to the paint and stolen by Jordan. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Irving leading the charge. Oh, Morris in position. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Here's Harden. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan. Jordan's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Irving against George. Kicks to Leonard. Shot clock at 6.
Well, this is how you shut him down. A tremendous contest against a very skilled player.
Inside. It's not going to go for him. Good work defensively by Morris.
And they continue to control the glass.
Leonard finds Zubats. George against Harris. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Morris has got the lead up to 9 now for the Clippers.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Jordan's shot is off. And Morris has got the ball here for Los Angeles. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9.
Well, Kawhi Leonard's starting to percolate, guys. You may want to start checking this guy.
The Nets have gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the fourth quarter for them. On the wing, Harris gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Yeah, clearly a defensive lapse there. He is automatic from deep if you're going to leave him that wide open. Big time mistake.
Outside Williams. Up top Zubats. He kicks it to Leonard. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. And so the coach's challenge here comes into play. The coach protesting the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. Double checking, and the game continues on.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what the Nets head coach was going over with his team. He's not happy with what he says are late rotations defensively against their three-point shooters. And then at the offensive end, he wants his guys to get their own shots within the rhythm and flow of the offense. Kevin?
Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. Rebounded by the Nets. On the wing, Harris. From outside, off the mark.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
Here's Leonard. 32 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And he gets the bucket.
Convincing lead with very little time remaining, and the fans are pumped.
Well, they're getting ready to celebrate, no doubt. They know it's theirs to lose at this point.
Here now, the Clippers. They're on a 16-7 run. Back to Batum. Passes it to George. So the Clippers winning this one easily. David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up.
answer to this question, so get it right.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
You're looking live and down at... And before we...
Good evening, Kevin.
What a story. David, thank you. Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Dante DiVincenzo, he's out there with Holiday, and it's Lopez in at the center. And for the Clippers, we've got Ibaka, Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Batum in at the four-man position. Now here is Holiday. Giannis high post. To the inside. And the dunk by Lopez.
Yep, that's a great look from Giannis there.
Well, it was the Clippers. Their last game, a loss to the Wizards.
Giannis Antetokounmpo has said he doesn't want people calling him the MVP because he doesn't want to relax. He said he fears failure, so he has got to get better.
Now, here is George. A dependable source of points for his team, averages just under 24 points a game. Now the Bucks moving it up. Giannis against Batum. Giannis kicks to Middleton. Hits it from three-point range. Well, Greg, there's been some debate. What do you think? Is Giannis the best player right now in the world?
I tell you what, if there's a conversation, he has to be in it. You know, some people might go with Kawhi, Kevin Durant. He's coming back. LeBron James is there as well. But Giannis is probably the guy to lead that conversation.
George, and it's sent back by Lopez.
Excellent off-ball awareness as Brook was able to get over there and swat it away.
Middleton can't get it to go. For the Clippers, it's been a slow start here. It's a 5-point game. Outside, George. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Paul George concentrating through the contact and making sure he had a shooting window open.
Outside, Holiday. Ibaka against Lopez. Pass to DiVincenzo. 5 on the clock. No good on that one. The Clippers go the other way with it. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And guys, there's really a fine line between being aggressive and being out of control. And in that one, they crossed the line.
Well, you can do a couple things with turnovers. They committed too many, and then they didn't force enough. So a tough go in that category.
The Clippers have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. And it's out of bounds. Well, they say it was last touched by DiVincenzo. For the Clippers, Zubac is checked in for Ibaka. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Lou Williams is subbed in for Patrick Beverly. George passes to Morris. Unable to get that one. Great D that time from Giannis. Middleton against Zubac. Antetokounmpo kicks to Middleton. Great open look there. Middleton's got 5. Midway through the season, are teams, Brent, still trying to find their identity and evolve, or is it just a matter of building on what you've already got?
I think at this point you already know what you got, Kevin, and so what you want to do, I want to be the best at what it is that I can do, and that's where I think coaching staffs are focused right now.
And Lopez throws it down.
Hard to deal with Brook Lopez and that kind of size, especially when he's forcing the issue like this here and going strong.
Here's George, and he lays it straight in. George has got his second bucket of the night.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Now here's DiVincenzo. He's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet. On the wing, DiVincenzo. Holiday gets the bucket.
Drew's got such a great build, 205, 210 pounds, a bigger guard. Hard to knock him off of his shot.
Here's Williams. He's coming off a 16-point game against Washington. Nobody near Leonard. Off target with his 3. Bucks leading by 7. Middleton finds Antetokounmpo. Back to Middleton. Good, and the assist goes to Giannis. Antetokounmpo's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. George looking around. Shoots over DiVincenzo. Goes back up. On the wing, Williams. Here's Zubac. Rebound, Milwaukee. Last time they met was in Milwaukee.
And they did win that last game in this matchup. It seemed they got the benefit of the whistle.
A three for DiVincenzo. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater.
Paul George instincts right there, just taking over that position.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Bucks lead by 9. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Bucks, guys.
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
That defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got. Antetokounmpo is out there with Portis. Then there's DJ Augustine, and it's Craig in at the 3 spot.
Yeah, you never know what Lou Williams is going to pull off, especially when he's working the screen and roll game.
A 3-time Sixth Man of the Year. Last season, Lou Williams named his newborn son 6 in honor of his success in that role.
We talk a lot about the Mount Rushmore of the game's greatest players. Maybe we can start to chisel out the 6 men of the year in the NBA. Lou Williams would have to get some serious consideration for that monument.
It's easy to forget about Jackson's bunnies, but he's more than happy to remind you.
Here's Portis. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Portis has got his first basket of the night.
One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
Jackson kicks to Kennard. Pass to Zubac. Shoots over Portis. Outside for Jackson. Here's Morris. Outside Williams. On the wing, Jackson. No good with the triple. And the foul called on Marcus Morris. That is his first foul of the game. For the Clippers, Serge Ibaka has checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Williams. Bryn Forbes, he's checked in for Milwaukee.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Here's Ibaka, right side, Batum. Craig kicks to Connaughton. Here's Portis, puts the move on. That shot off the mark.
Well, a lot of players in the league are going to make that shot, and for him, it's pretty much automatic. It's a good defensive effort to prevent the layup.
One-on-one fast break. Here's Forbes. The shot, no good. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. The pass to Kennard. Outside Jackson. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Kennard on the wing. Shot clock at 5. Knocked loose and stolen by Portis. Inside. Augustine, that's good. Augustine's got the lead up to 9 now for Milwaukee.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Passes to Beverly. 1:49 left in the second quarter. Outside for Batum, trying to get something going. Drains it from beyond the arc.
Well, it's the golden age of point guards, and Patrick Beverley trying to show that he belongs amongst them. Great awareness on that play.
Augustine passes to Portis. Back to Augustine. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Great positioning on the putback. And the Bucks lead by 8.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And Ibaka slams it in.
Yeah, leaving nothing to chance there. Ibaka goes up strong and finishes with a little attitude.
1:03 left here in the second. Takes a 3. Bangs home the trifecta.
He's going to punish you if you leave him open. He's more than willing to take the open 3 when he's got it.
Beverly deciding where to go with it. Pass to Ibaka. Kennard with the ball. Jacks up a three. It's rebounded by Portis. And they're moving it up. And Forbes has it in the corner. Portis, the pass to Augustine. Clock at 6. Here's Forbes, but they'll get another chance. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Clippers trail by 9.
And really the smart thing would be to hold for the last shot.
Every second right now is valuable to you. That should be their strategy.
Here's George. Off on the layup.
That's a tough rebound if you don't have the length that he does, so the size paying off.
And so it's Milwaukee in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the... It's Milwaukee with the advantage at the half. They have a 9-point lead. And you, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Bucks.
Well, so far, impressive performance.
And that...
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. Without question, Chris Middleton displaying his skills today.
There is no stopping him, and you can't even contain him at this point. He is that talented.
Yeah, I don't know if you have enough game plans to slow him down. How do you guard a guy that good?
They've got Paul George. Batum's out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ibaka, and it's Beverly in at the 1 spot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Now here is Ibaka. Batum passes to Leonard. No good on the triple.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category. An era where we're seeing teams turn away from the slower 7-footers. Brook Lopez still playing a pivotal role for the Bucks.
There's been a lot of talk in recent years, Greg, as how the big man has been played off the floor in the playoffs. That's just not the case with Lopez because he's been able to step out and shoot threes along with being a really reliable rim protector. The strength and that body that Kawhi has, he finishes through contact as well as anyone in the league.
On the wing, DiVincenzo. Here's Giannis. The shot from the low post is good. And the Bucks lead by 12.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
And offensively, Ibaka's been spending more time out on the perimeter, but watching him work inside there, you realize that may still be his bread and butter.
And the dunk by Lopez.
Total letdown by the D. Can't leave the bucket unprotected.
Absolutely. And it takes an easy 2 points onto the lead.
Will not find a higher percentage opportunity than that. Well, he's a guy that count on to produce from the mid-range. He doesn't miss too many open looks from there.
The shot by Middleton, wide open. And a miss there on the triple.
Yeah, just the first miss of the half there. They have to be happy 3 of 4 to start it off.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Hey, Greg, if you could coach one team right now, who would it be?
That's a tough one. Clippers, Lakers, Bucks. You know what? I would probably go Lakers or Bucks because you would have an opportunity to coach someone who arguably might be considered the best to ever play the game, because I think Giannis is trending in that direction, and LeBron obviously already is.
How about a guy like Kemba Walker and coaching the Celtics, having him to do what you want to do on the floor?
He'd be brilliant, and
yeah.
Kemba, one of the most underrated leaders in our game. Great, great human being.
So it's the Clippers now, following the bucket by the Bucks. Shoots from the line. Yep, it goes in, and the Milwaukee lead is cut down now to just 10 points with that basket from George.
That's a nice play by Paul George, showing a nice touch from the mid-range.
Now here's Giannis. He's been an incredibly difficult matchup for all of their opponents, averaging 29 points a game. And so George will bring it up for the Clippers. Leonard attacking. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. Milwaukee leading by 10. And Middleton kicks to DiVincenzo. Unloads from 13. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Middleton's got 5 points now in the quarter. DiVincenzo against George. Down low, Leonard. The shot's good on the assist by George.
Yeah, you could be as physical as you want with Kawhi Leonard. He just stays with it and is unshaken.
It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. He's covered by Leonard. Antetokounmpo passes to Lopez. DiVincenzo gets the bucket. DiVincenzo's got the lead up to 12 now for the Bucks.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
Yeah, feels like Christmas right now, just gift wrapping points.
A different look for Milwaukee. Portis, he's checked in for Lopez. Pat Connaughton comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo, and it's Bryn Forbes in for Dante DiVincenzo. Milwaukee leading by 12. Connaughton kicks to Portis. Holiday attacking. The shot's good.
Hard to imagine them losing this game if they can keep shooting like that.
Morris, left side. Outside, George. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
Well, the early years when Paul George came into the league with the Pacers, you wondered how his frame would fill out. It's filled out nicely.
Milwaukee has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Outside Holiday. Outside Portis. Kicks it to Forbes. Just 5 to shoot. Off target from three-point range.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board.
Middleton left side. Shot from free throw range. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's Milwaukee in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from head coach Mike Budenholzer is mic'd up along the sideline.
Just relax. We're in good shape.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. Setting the floor for the Bucks. We've got Holiday. Chris Middleton is out there with Bobby Portis. And it's Forbes in at the 2 guard. No good from the wing.
Not great numbers, but great effort in this one. Sounds funny, but I think he's been a positive for them.
They get it back. Here's Beverly. Outside for Batum. Williams against Holiday. Nobody near Williams. It's good on the putback.
And after an abysmal first half from the field, the shots now starting to fall.
Forbes the pass to Portis. Back to Forbes. Here's Connaughton. Outside Holiday. Here's Forbes. Portis. The kick out to Holiday. They shoot again. Keeps it alive. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Bucks lead by 9.
Great at using his body and finding his feet in positions on the boards where he can get up, get to it, get an extra possession. Now, there's a little bit of pressure on him, but not enough to cause him to miss a shot that's in that close.
They grab their own miss. Pass to Holiday. Here is Forbes, defended by Batum. The Bucks working the ball around. Portis, and the rejection by Ibaka.
The size, the timing of Ibaka, tailor-made for protecting the rim.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Free throw good, Lou Williams. Los Angeles making a switch here. Leonard's checked in. Milwaukee also making some changes. Lopez, he's checked in for Portis. Giannis comes in for Pat Connaughton. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Bryn Forbes. The pass to Holiday. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. And Antetokounmpo gets it to go.
Pinpoint pass from Holiday leading to the field goal. He always keeps his head up off the pick and roll for chances like that.
Williams passes to Ibaka. The basket is good off the assist from Williams. Ibaka's got 4 this quarter.
Okay, nice job here in the second half. Field goal percentage is way up from what it was at halftime when it was just barely above 30%.
Here's Giannis. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. That's on Lou Williams.
Great to see Antetokounmpo going strong inside. At times, the D has no choice but to foul him.
And the first one drops. And the Bucks making a change here. Connaughton's checked in. Both free throws good from Antetokounmpo. Clippers trail by 9. Williams looking around. He dishes it to Ibaka. Back to Williams. Kicks it out to Leonard. On the wing, Batum. 3 on the clock. Lopez with the block. Fast break, Milwaukee.
And that's a terrific sequence at both ends there. There was the block shot, then the run out, and nice finish on the break.
Everly with the ball. To the middle. Good on that shot. With that, the Bucks lead is cut down now to just 9 in the bucket from Batum.
Well, that just scrambled the defense all kinds of ways with that great initial pass.
Antetokounmpo kicks to Connaughton. No good on the 3. The Clippers have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Batum dishes to Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Well, there are some ways to fire up your teammates. That right there is one of them, thanks to Kawhi Leonard.
And here's Middleton bringing it up now for Milwaukee. They've led by as many as 14 points. It's hauled in by Beverly. Beverly's got his 4th rebound in this one. And it's Brook Lopez with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. George is checked in for Williams. And stolen by DiVincenzo. Here's Connaughton. The rim-rattling 2-handed jam.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
Floats it up for Giannis. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
Loved it. The guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
From the high post. Milwaukee with the rebound. 29 seconds left in the fourth. Lopez finds Middleton. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. Passes it to Middleton. 6 on the shot clock. And it's off from 3-point range. Outside Leonard. And the Clippers miss again. The 3 for DiVincenzo. So no problem for Milwaukee as they get the win. They keep. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining. just about to get underway as the starting five. And a good Thursday evening to you, too. And let's take a look at the last handful of seasons and the steal number for Paul George.
And when you see the tumble his steal totals have taken the last few years, you can see that he's gotten away from playing the kind of gritty, hard-nosed D he was known for. That's an aspect of his game he needs to get back.
Now let's check out our starters for the Los Angeles Lakers. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marc Gasol is out there with Morris, and it's Schroeder in at the point guard position. And for the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George, then it's Ibaka, and it's Beverly in at the 1.
And as he gets deeper into his career, Serge Ibaka's shooting continues to improve. What a great job he's done of changing how he scores.
It's very impressive because a late bloomer Serge Ibaka has been on the offensive end. Let's look at last season, his highest point per game average, and he's in his 11th.
Oh, the power on that throwdown!
Goodness. Respect. LeBron showing the artistry that other players could only dream of.
It's stolen by Schroeder. Here's Caldwell Pope. Morris kicks to Gasol. Now Schroeder. He's coming off a 28-point game against the Kings in Sacramento.
And some of the passes he threaded through the defense were just incredible. He made it look so easy. A for effort, but when there's that much resistance at the rim, better find another option.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
And I just love it when the fast break results in a high percentage look. Not always the case these days.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
It makes sense, right? You're trying to get off to a fast start, and he can help with that.
Leonard attacking, and then Leonard with the dunk.
The decision-making of Leonard could have hit the roller, but already had the shot he wanted.
Kicks it out to Schroeder. Stolen by Beverly. Now the Clippers moving it up. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
And that's up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
And shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. The Clippers have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. For the 3, and it's Leonard. That time on the assist by Beverly. Leonard's got 9. Greg, the 2 words you and I don't like the most in this game, load management. Why do we see more of it now than when you played in the game?
A couple of things. I think sports science has evolved, and I've talked to a ton of coaches about this. The reality is that now they don't determine whether or not a guy's going to play. It's going to be the people that work with the strength and conditioning. They determine if a guy is ready to go. Secondly, I would also say the contracts now, the investments that teams have in these assets, you want to try to prolong their careers as long as possible. And so I think it's a smart move from an investment standpoint.
You bring up some great points. So for the Clippers, Morris is checked in for Ibaka. Luke Kennard comes in for Leonard, and it's Jackson in for George. And the Lakers decide to take their first time out here.
And Coach can't like what he's seeing, trying to get them refocused.
It's so easy to get run over when you lose even a little edge. Look for them to come out much more aggressive. The defense seized up just a little bit there, and it cost them dearly.
Lakers trail by 7. Passes it to Harrell. And Harrell stabs it in.
I mean, a dunk machine dating back to high school. Montrezl Harrell is an absolute monster around the rim.
Outside Williams.
Trying to take advantage of soft defense. He might have gotten over eager.
Here's Kuzma. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Solid at fighting through contact. I like how Kuzma accepts these challenges and converts.
Williams inside. 1:11 left in the first. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Here's Caruso, and he banks in the layup. There's 53 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Morris passes to Kennard. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Zubac kicks to Kennard. Unloads from 13. Rebound by Harrell. Lakers trail by 3. Here's Kuzma, and Kuzma slams it in.
Love how forceful Kuzma is. When he's driving with purpose, he's a threat to dunk.
Jackson looking it over. Makes it off the glass.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Oh, Moore's in position. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
Lakers shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And 74% has been the mark for them on the season thus far.
In the corner, Kennard with it. Got it up. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And that concludes a back-and-forth, high-scoring first quarter of play. Clippers ahead. They're up by 1. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment.
You know, for me, it's super cool.
Well, Kuzma Greg has certainly learned a lot, proficient at the offensive end, and adding more to his game every day.
Yeah, I mean, he's been focused on improving the defense and rebounding, and much of that is due to the players he's been surrounded by.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
In that first period, they showed a willingness to make the extra pass.
And that's really hard on a defense, having to play deeper into the clock and having to cover a lot more ground.
We've got Luke Kennard. Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Williams. And it's Jackson in at the shooting guard position. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Schroeder against Williams, and there's the call on Montrezl Harrell. That's his first foul. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And the Lakers making a change here. George dishes to Batum. George against Caldwell Pope. Batum passes to George. And Batum kicks to George. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
Rare for him to get a wide open shot from mid-range and fail to connect.
Kawhi Leonard with the rebound. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Clippers.
And Smitty, with LeBron getting into his late 30s, KD coming off the Achilles, for your money, is Kawhi Leonard the best player in the world?
Great question. I know one player, the Greek Freak, might have something to say about that. No less than Michael Jordan himself called Kawhi the best two-way player in the game. That's a very strong endorsement from MJ.
And it's sent back by Leonard.
Yeah, that shot gets jacked. Great anticipation by the claw.
On the wing, George. Back to Leonard. Feeds it to Ibaka. Tipped away. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James. How about that strong defensive performance for this half's Mobile One block?
And read the play perfectly. Gets himself in the air at the right moment. Terrific denial.
5 to shoot. Beverly dishes to Leonard. And again, no good by the Clippers.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
The big fella loves to pass. Marc Gasol with the vision and court awareness to do it from anywhere on the floor.
Here's George. George missing again.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
That's good from Caldwell Pope on the assist by Harrell. Caldwell Pope's got the lead up to 4 now for the Lakers. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Here's the pass to Batum. To the left side wing. Leonard on the wing. And that one drops.
Hard not to call Leonard's number every time down the floor. He's become that dominant.
Schroeder passes to Caldwell Pope. Puts up a 3. Rebound by the Clippers. George with the ball. Now guarded by Caldwell Pope. And Beverly kicks to Leonard. And the layup's good off the glass. Leonard's got 13.
Well, you know, the truth is Leonard's been focused all night. Has an array of go-to moves and the endurance to keep on coming.
Here's Schroeder. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. And our 2K leaderboard up on the screen now, giving you a look at the small forward position and the players with the most rebounds per game this year. LeBron James, #1, and of course, Kawhi Leonard.
And maybe they're not the biggest or strongest players in the front court, but that hasn't limited their ability to get in there and mix it up and come up with a lot of rebounds night in and night out.
This group, they all play big, and the numbers they're able to put up on the glass makes them so valuable.
James, no good. The Clipper shooting is definitely lagging at the moment. They're just 30% in the second quarter.
And you see Kawhi's hustle in transition, always putting himself in position to succeed.
There's 39 seconds left to play in the first half. Here's LeBron. And the rejection by Leonard. They recover it. Gasol. Then Gasol with the dunk.
Great anticipation by Marc Gasol, really known for defensive rebounding, but he did it that time on the offensive glass.
Leonard looking around. High post, Zubats. And no good, his first shot of the night, missing.
Wow, that's one you just kind of assume is going in. Tough luck.
Leonard fires away from outside. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go. It's all tied here in Los Angeles. We'll take a quick break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the end. The story early on was Kawhi Leonard, who was on fire. He ended up... And that's a wrap.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game that's been so far. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
The burst he's had when going at the rim has been fantastic. A lot of strong finishes through 2 quarters.
His activity level has made an impact, and he is fearless.
So for the Lakers right now, Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marc Gasol is out there with Markieff Morris, and it's Schroeder in at the point. LeBron dishes to Morris. Back to James, and they double up LeBron. Leonard with the steal, and so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Timeout called the Lakers. Greg, who would you choose as the best defenders of the NBA pick and roll?
That is a tough one. This will surprise some people. Nikola Jokic is one of the better big men defending the pick and roll, in part because of his instincts. You know, he doesn't impress me in terms of his physical attributes, but his mind, the ability to anticipate, having a sense of how perimeter players play the game. He's a guy that's terrific. I'll give you an oldie but goodie in Andre Iguodala. He's still terrific. And I pick bigger guys because you've got to be able to switch that and guard smaller players. And, you know, at the center and the swing position, those are 2 guys that still are very reliable.
George against Caldwell Pope.
So comfortable in pick and roll. Paul George is a top-level ball handler who consistently makes the right play.
Knocks it loose. Batum with the ball. Guarded now by Morris. Here's Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
We talk about it time and time again. Turnovers are costly, especially when the game is close.
Batum with the steal. And the Clippers another fast break opportunity here. And foul. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Here's Caruso. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
Yeah, liking the vision there from Caldwell Pope, looking to get his guys going when they're open.
Pass to George. Shoots from 12. Again, the Clippers.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Lakers trail by 8. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone.
Now, that's what I call a momentum changer.
Yeah, when you've got a point guard, that kind of spring, no lead is safe.
You're totally right. That can be a shot in the arm for them. A spark that turned things around.
The Clippers have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
The all-around game Paul George possesses is so special. His versatility is what makes him so valuable.
Here's Harrell. And no good. Ibaka with some nice D. Here's George. And there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That is his first foul of the game. And it's Kuzma with the ball for the Lakers. They trail by 9 points. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Caldwell Pope passes to Harrell. Banked in off the glass.
What a great shot. This is why Harrell shoots over 60% for his career.
Inside. And that one's good. Beverly's got the lead back up to 9 now for the Clippers.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Harrell kicks to Kuzma. Caruso, the pass to Kuzma. No good with the wing jumper. Clippers leading by 9. Here's George. That one goes. Count it. George has got 12 points now in the quarter.
I don't know what Coach told him at halftime, but he is shooting the lights out right now.
Caldwell Pope outside. From deep. And so it looks like the Lakers will retain possession here. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Batum. Morris comes in for George. Jackson, he's checked in for Luke Kennard. Lou Williams is subbed in for Patrick Beverly. And the Lakers also making a switch. Markieff Morris is checked in for Caldwell Pope. Williams in the post. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Williams has got the lead up to 11 now for the Clippers.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Harrell, that's good. The Clippers shooting one of the high points for them in this game at 54%. And stolen by Harrell for the finish. Some solid defense there from Jackson.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
To the inside, and stolen by Kuzma. Harrell drives in, and Harrell slams it in.
If you're the defender, a scary sight is to have Montrezl Harrell coming downhill.
Morris looking over the floor. It's off. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Yeah, it's one thing to find the guy. It's another to deliver the ball where he can do something with it. Wonderful play.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. So for the Clippers right now, Ivica Zubac is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Williams. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's George in at the 2-guard spot. It's LeBron with the drive.
Somebody's got to rotate over, but who wants to step in front of LeBron?
And here's George. Outside Leonard. And the rejection by LeBron.
You got to keep an eye out for LeBron. He may be lurking. What a block that one was.
Lakers trail by 7. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Kicks to Morris. Gasol trying to free himself up. 4 on the shot clock. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. Horton Tucker's shot is off.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Clippers leading by 7. On the wing, George. 11 feet away. Misses off the right iron. The Lakers shooting inefficient, 53% from the field. Out to Morris. He's looking for LeBron and finds it. And it's Schroeder in the corner. No good from outside. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. 2 points, that one goes. Leonard's got 4 this quarter.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
James in the post. Leonard's there. No good from LeBron. And James picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. For the Clippers, Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Marcus Morris. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Lou Williams. Caldwell Pope, he's checked in for the Lakers. George against Caldwell Pope. George with the bucket. Greg, is a broadcast. Who have been some of your favorite personalities to cover?
Man, that's a great question. You know, most of the stars, I'm a big fan of Durant and Steph and LeBron and those guys. Chris Paul's another one that's a favorite. So many other guys, you know, there's so much more personality and so much more confidence these guys have working in front of the camera. I think that just makes for a better experience.
Somebody asked me the other day, who was my favorite? You know who I said?
Who was that?
Greg Anthony.
Oh, you're just saying that because it's true.
Serge Ibaka has checked in for the Clippers. Leonard attacking. LeBron grabs the miss. James has got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight. And it's Schroeder missing. Guys, a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, they definitely should use some clock here.
Outside, Batum. Back to Leonard. Tries it from the top of the key. Count it. Good. Leonard's got the lead up to 11 now for the Clippers.
If you can't get Leonard a look inside, this is the next best thing. Terrific touch from mid-range.
It's stolen by Ibaka. And now it's Leonard running. Here we go. All the way. That shot missing. Great D that time from Dennis Schroeder. Gasol wide open. He fires. Cans it from downtown.
I love this about Marc Gasol. Never stops working on his game. He's made himself into a legit stretch five.
1:03 left in the fourth quarter. LeBron against Leonard. Now here's George. Second shot opportunity, and the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
They gave the team tremendous energy tonight. The fans were fantastic. It was a true home court advantage.
Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Marc Gasol. And Harrell slams it in.
You just love LeBron's patience. Scanning the floor, delivers the basketball on point and on time.
There's 31 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Leonard. And that one goes long. So it's the Lakers now. 9-point game. LeBron outside. Off target from outside. Caldwell Pope against George. From deep three-point range. That shot no good. Off on that one. So the Clippers with the win. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort. Yeah. All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Steve's...